Hi everyone, Rick Russell here. Stand by for channel markers.
Planes foolish enough to take swing at the battleship paid a high price, as not a single plane that attacked North Carolina returned to its carrier.
In a previous video, we claimed none of the aircrew in the Japanese planes that had attacked Battleship North Carolina during the Battle of the Eastern Solomons lived to talk about it. That statement is true, but the battleship alone didn't shoot down all the aircraft that had attacked her. So what happened over Battleship North Carolina on August 24th, 1942? On the day of battle, North Carolina held a cruiser's position about 2,500 yards astern of carrier Enterprise. She had 4 different types of anti-aircraft guns on board. The secondary battery of dual-purpose 5-inch 38s, as well as the short-range 20mm Oerlikons, were highly effective. The ship also carried her original outfit of 4 quad-mounted intermediate-range 1.1-inch guns. They were already being replaced in the fleet by the far superior 40mm Bofors. But North Carolina would not switch out her 1.1s for Bofors until her next trip to Pearl Harbor. Finally, she also carried 50 caliber machine guns. These were holdovers from interwar thinking and not suited for the pace and style of anti-air warfare in 1942. With an air attack incoming, North Carolina, the light anti-aircraft cruiser Atlanta, heavy cruiser Portland, and 6 destroyers formed a tight circle about 2 miles in diameter around Enterprise. Flying from carriers Shokaku and Zuikaku, the strike group totaled 37 aircraft, 27 Type 99 dive bombers, later nicknamed Val, and 10 escorting Zeros. They attacked in 2 waves only a few minutes apart. Unfortunately, the aerial interception was botched, and all but 2 planes got through the fighter protection. The first group surged towards Enterprise, but of Shikaku's 18 dive bombers, the last section of 3 never made it. Whether dogged by fighters, driven away by anti-aircraft fire, or poor positioning, their section leader gave up on the carrier and attacked North Carolina instead. With her guns blazing, perhaps he believed, like men on both sides, she was on fire and already damaged. At this stage, although the slower North Carolina had fallen behind the Big E by nearly 2 miles, her 5-inch guns were engaged in laying an effective AA barrage over the carrier. All 3 planes dropped bombs. All 3 scored near misses, and all 3 were shot down. North Carolina's gunners, likely the 20mm, destroyed 1, which splashed 1,500 yards off the starboard quarter. Her gunners riddled a second as it pulled out of its dive. A pursuing Wildcat finished it off. By now, Wildcats and even SBDs on inter-area patrol readily flew into friendly fire and were taking hits to run down enemy aircraft. The last of the 3 Shikaku dive bombers pulled out and burst through a low-level barrage of 5-inchers laid by North Carolina and Atlanta and made his getaway in a hail of multi-caliber gunfire. He had a Wildcat on his tail. As for the battle unfolding over Task Force 16, witnesses on both sides agreed they had never seen any aircraft fire like this before. Up next, Zuikaku's 9 dive bombers and several Zeros had a long and difficult run to the target. They had in mind attacking the other carrier, which was Saratoga, about 10 miles distant, but Wildcats intercepted and flamed several of their group, including the flight leader. The survivors gave up on Saratoga, chose Enterprise instead, and in the end, 4 of those attacked North Carolina. In a loose line formation, one after another, they pushed over and into their dives. 4 geysers erupted alongside North Carolina. Shot up by AA and harassed by fighters, and still a long way from their carriers, they had to fight their way out. Blocking their exit route were the fighters of Combat Air Patrol, SBDs of the Inter-Area Patrol, returning search planes low on fuel, and returning strike aircraft. All wanted a piece of the enemy, no matter how low on fuel or ammunition. None of the Zuikaku flyers would live to tell of their assault on a battleship. 7 of their group's 9 dive bombers were shot down, typically through a combination of AA fire and aircraft attacks. The other 2 were forced to ditch. Only 1 crew was rescued, and they reported attacking a carrier. For her combat debut, North Carolina was credited with shooting down 7 aircraft. Enterprise was credited with shooting down 15. But despite understandably inflated claims, gunners across the task force and aviators alike claimed and legitimately shared in destroying 25 out of 37 aircraft on August 24th. In one of the final actions of the day, a Wildcat finally ran down and splashed the last of the 3 Shokaku dive bombers to attack North Carolina. None of the aircrew that had attacked the new American battleship lived to talk about it. That's all for this channel marker. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment or recommend another subject below. As always, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.